The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Well, I don't know if anybody else took some time over the weekend to check out all of the coverage of Charles Ramsey, the witness, the quirky African-American witness and good Samaritan who helped rescue the 3 kidnapped women in the Ohio kidnapping case from the house of Ariel Castro. And, you know, I enjoy the song parodies and the songifications, and I think that the guy is a quirky, kind of funny guy. But I can't help but feel, and I really thought about this quite a bit over the weekend, that there is a racial element to the Charles Ramsey excitement. And I don't mean racist, right? I want to be very clear here, Lewis. I am not saying that people, because they don't like black people, think negatively of Charles Ramsey. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he is experiencing discrimination per se. What I am saying, though, is that Charles Ramsey and some of these other individuals, you know, Antoine Dodson comes to mind, and then also a lot of individuals whose names you wouldn't even know because their news reports never get turned into funny songs. People are seeing Charles Ramsey through a lens that is informed by racial stereotypes of the quirky, not rich black man as a sort of performer, right? And I understand that objectively speaking, as objectively as you can speak about comedy, right? His delivery and what he said is compelling and it's funny and it draws your eye. However, there is definitely an element here where there is an expectation, and actually Chris Rock has a pretty good stand-up comedy bit about this. There is kind of an expectation and a frame around individuals like Charles Ramsey where people expect to and seek to see him as a sort of entertainer who's doing an act in a sense. Do you know what I'm talking about, Lewis? Is this resonating with you?
Well, I wouldn't say it resonates with me because I don't really, I don't see it that way. And I guess I have a hard time, trying to see it that way through someone else's eyes.
So Lewis, you don't see it that way. Let's hear from Natan. Do you see it? Do you think I'm onto something here?
I just don't know what you're referring to. The Songify parody song,
Forget
which
about
got
that.
millions. Well, that's the only thing I can think of that subscribes to the things that you're talking about. What in the coverage has created this impression?
This is what I'm talking about. It is not anything specific that is said in any one particular story, but it's the way in he becomes a sort of pseudo-celebrity where people are looking into his background and all these different things. And again, I'm not saying it is only because he is a black man, but what I am saying is that there is a type of interest, the lens through which people are presenting Charles Ramsey. How? I'm sorry, what?
But how? You're saying that the lens through which the media is telling this story is creating this impression. How?
Yeah,
give me an example.
The way he is presented as just an incredibly compelling figure for no reason other than his kind of demeanor, delivery, and kind of this cult of personality around him.
I don't think that aspect of it has to do with him being black.
Okay.
I think that
do you think
happens,
it's a class thing?
I think it's partially a class thing in terms of why he seems to be funny, because you usually don't see poor people who sort of express themselves in this non-polished way on TV, and it's kind of compelling to see them just not be acting really. Or maybe he is acting, actually, because he then did interviews where he acted a little bit different. But what I'm saying is I think that in general, when you get these people on the air interviewed, they turn them into heroes. They go into detail. They go into the background. They cover them for 3 days straight all day. And I think that's happened with that Sully guy, the pilot. It happens to people who are rich, poor. Whenever you get someone who the media can label as a hero, whether it's deserved or not, you see this type of coverage.
Lewis, you give us your thoughts on this, and then I definitely want to hear from the audience on this because I got some emails from people saying they thought along these lines also.
I agree with Natan. I think if this interview that we're looking at the picture from here was a little bit different and he didn't say anything funny and his delivery was boring, I don't think anyone would really care. People might still want to talk to him, but there wouldn't be this frenzy. I don't know if I would blame it on class or race or anything like that. I think it's all just circumstantial.
All right. Send me your thoughts on this. Is there a racial, not racist, but racial element to the cult of personality surrounding Charles Ramsey?